And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this special edition of the Four Seasons Fire American Soccer Shows. We're going to review the second leg of the first round of the CONCACAF Champions Cup for Liga MX clubs. And, of course, San Diego FC from MLS was involved as well. You can get your daily reading from me and other writers over at Beyond the 90 at beyondthe90.substack.com and locally over at Bad Dog Sports for New York soccer as well. Chat room is open. Come on in, discuss amongst yourselves if you like. If you have a question for me, I'll try to answer to my best abilities here on YouTube. And don't forget, please subscribe to this show for your daily American soccer content. You know, we should be grateful that any professional sports broadcaster, whether it be NBC, CBS, ESPN, Fox, even Turner Sports, TNT Sports, TBS Sports, whoever it is, puts any match in this region, whether it's locally MLS, United Soccer Leagues, whether it's the Open Cup, whether it is the CONCACAF Champions Cup, we should be grateful that we have our game broadcasted for this region, because it's just very important to grow the game here. And it's not just what goes on in Europe. It's not just what goes on in Mexico. It's not just what goes on in South America. I'm talking about domestically and the region that we are in currently. We should be grateful that our game is being broadcasted, because we all know whatever happens in Europe will always get a broad distribution number in the ratings, whether it be the Premier League, whether it be Serie A, whether it be the Bundesliga, whether it be La Liga, even the Dutch Eredivisie, and even, of course, French Ligue 1 does get some strong ratings as well. But we must continue to grow the game here, not just in our country, but in our region. And the people who control that, the broadcasting rights to those games in the region of CONCACAF, is Fox Sports, with the exception of the Nations League group stage games, the semifinal and third place and final matches, and World Cup qualifying in the final round. That is all on CBS Sports. So who gets the rest? Who gets the Champions Cup? Who gets Olympic qualification? Who gets the under-20 CONCACAF tournament? Who gets the under-17 CONCACAF tournament? Who gets the women? Who gets the girls? Who gets the Gold Cup? Fox Sports. CBS Sports probably also does the women's games for CONCACAF, and that's great too. But when you have a broadcasting partner with Fox Sports, and then as you are watching the game on your TVs, either on Fox, Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports 2, you can try Fox Soccer Plus, but now, recently, you've got to pay a premium for those games. You got to pay a premium for those games on Fox Sports 1. On Fox Soccer Plus. But what happens? You're watching an important match, and this is an early first round match between an MLS club and San Diego FC on the road against UNAM Pumas. This is a very important matchup because even though San Diego's leading 4-1, that one goal by Pumas was an away goal. So you have to hope Pumas does not score 3. Because if they scored 3 and San Diego FC scores 0, well, it's all over, isn't it? It's all over. The drama. The possibility of an MLS club having a 3-goal lead, losing it because of the away goal that was conceded at Snapdragon Stadium. So what happens all of a sudden between Pumas and San Diego FC? 50 minutes gone by, 50 minutes plus gone by in the second leg, the second half. And then out of the blue, what does Fox Sports do on FS2? Goes away from the world feed and goes into college basketball. And on the ticker, it says the match has been moved to the Fox Sports app. They're scrambling to get to the website on the computer. You're scrambling to get on the app on your web-enabled device, on your smartphone, just so you can finish watching the match. But it's not there. There's a problem. There's an absolute problem. Because it's been lost. We don't know what's going on within the next couple of minutes or so. You come back from, you take a quick drink, you bring a drink with you, maybe you're getting a snack to watch the game, whether it be a chocolate bar, whether it be M&Ms, whether it be an apple, maybe some ice cream. You have your beer, you have your water, your seltzer, your Pepsi, your Coke, whatever you want. It could be your tequila. And you're on the USA side. And then that happens. They yank it off the television for college hoops. Now, listen, I know this, Fox Sports has to handle all these different types of sporting events. And I understand that. But who did they make the time for those 2 hours from 8 o'clock till 10 Eastern, 5 o'clock to 7 Pacific? Pumas UNAM versus San Diego FC. And then gone. 45 minutes are in the books. You're going in for another 5-10 minutes or so in the second half. Gone. Finito. Finished. So long. See you later. Sorry, Charlie. We're done with you. And you can't find it in the app. But what's even worse, there are people that probably have not signed up and are not paying for the new Fox One app that has everything for Fox News and Fox Sports and anything Fox affiliated stations around the United States. So what happened? What happened? Well, I'll tell you what happened. It's really simple what happened. Fox Sports screwed up and took it away. Now, apparently, a miracle happened because it did come back. Because apparently it was not going on the app either. So everyone was relieved that Fox put the game back up on Fox Sports 2. But I'm sorry, everybody. That's the last straw. For myself It broke the camel's back. That's the final straw. Fox Sports. I don't care if you have the World Cup this summer. I don't care if you have the UEFA Nations League later on in 2026, 2027 for the qualification route to the Euros. You don't deserve any more CONCACAF events. This is why, Fox Sports, you have failed the game in this country for the last damn time. It pisses me off that I have to come on this show and say to you, you screwed up for the last time. Now, obviously, I know this is not the last time because you have a contract with the Confederation of North America, Central America, and the Caribbean football, that confederation. So until that contract is over, my hope is that CBS Sports comes in, picks them all up, and takes them away from Fox. And Richard Deitch, who is a media reporter, reports on sports broadcasters in the United States. And he gets to watch everything and anything. And apparently, TSN in Canada is 10 million times better discussing the game and the World Cup than what Fox will do. And it's a shame because as much as I enjoy Rob Stone and as much as I enjoy Alexi Lawless, and I'm happy to see both Rebecca Lowe, who covers the Premier League on NBC Sports, and Thierry Henry, who is going to be on Fox to do studio work for the World Cup, who normally he does for the UEFA Champions League on CBS Sports and Galazzo and Paramount Plus. And of course, he dipped into the Nations League semifinal and final in the last edition. I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for Stoner. I feel sorry for Lawless. I feel sorry for Henry. I feel sorry for Lowe. I feel sorry for all of the broadcasters and all of the studio hosts and analysts that have to go and work for Fox Sports, and this is the poor production work that they get. This is, without a doubt, a failure of immense proportions, and it's not just what they did this past Tuesday. They did it the week before that in one of the games, cut out of it, and went to college hoops. 4 years ago, in a round of 16 match of the CONCACAF Champions Cup, they were showing a match, and I forget which one it was, but I know it was an MLS versus a Liga MX team. And as we're in deep into the second half, and by the way, this was around March, all of a sudden, what's happening? We're going to cut to the World Baseball Classic. Now, thankfully, they cut back to that match, but the damage was already done. The damage was done. Everyone was yelling, screaming, calling out bloody murder, upset. Hell, I was upset. Why in the hell are you going away from this game, which is much importance for an MLS club against a Liga MX club? How? How do you do that? Well, they did. But they brought it back because they realized someone made a mistake. And you know what? Fine, you made a mistake. I'll let it go. 4 years later, you do it twice in 2 weeks. Twice in 2 weeks. This is not a simple, oops, my bad. Somebody is plug happy and they want to pull it. They're pulling the plug, yanking the games off because of a college basketball game. I'm not saying the ACC is not important. I'm not saying the Big Ten is not important. I'm not saying the Big East is not important, or the Pac-8, Pac-10, whatever pack it is, the SEC, the ACC. I'm not saying it's not important. But when you have something already scheduled, and the rules of broadcasting is this: the other game does not start until the current game ends, regardless of who is coming next and who is on at the moment on the air. Well, nope, not for CONCACAF. Not for CONCACAF. We're not doing that for CONCACAF. We're not doing that for MLS. Nope. Gone. Goodbye. See you later. Sorry, Charlie. You're done. No. Cannot do it. And it really makes me mad. And it really makes me angry. And it really makes me upset because, you know, how much we want this game to grow in this country. And it's not just the great clubs of Europe. And it's not just the great clubs in South America or even some of these great clubs over in Mexico. But the point is simple. You want this grow this game domestically just as much as the game should be growing for the likes of it, for the enjoyment of it across the Atlantic, south of the border, the southern continent of the Americas. But no, we don't deserve that, do we? No, CONCACAF doesn't deserve that. No, we don't deserve a damn thing. Watch Man United. Watch Borussia Dortmund. Watch Bayern Munich. Watch Barcelona. Watch Real Madrid. Watch everyone else. Fine, I don't mind. I like watching the clubs in Europe. I enjoy watching Manchester United. I enjoy watching AC Milan. I enjoy watching Barcelona. I enjoy watching Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund. I enjoy watching, PSG. I enjoy watching PSV Eindhoven. It's fine. I'll watch because I love the game. I don't care. I will watch and I'll know what's going on. But what's more important here in this region? What's more important right now in this country is growing the game the right way. And CBS Sports has done that with Golazo Network and their other channels. ESPN has done it. Granted, it's now mostly Eurocentric, but still, though, they're trying to do it up to a point. NBC's been doing it for a short period of time until they went full out Premier League. Now it's Apple TV domestically. CBS is doing it with the USL and the Open Cup and some CONCACAF events. But overall, Fox Sports, you wanted this. You wanted to take the torch and you want to say, we are going to lead the game in this country for domestic soccer, not only on a club level with MLS, but on the international level, the U.S. men's national team. Now, unfortunately, we all know what happened. Apple TV took over the streaming, even though you still get some games on a simulcast at the same time. You'll take the feed in as well, and then you'll just produce it. You also have TNT now doing U.S. soccer, both the men's and the women's games during international breaks. Fine. Good for you. Happy to see you being a part of the show. But, you wanted the Gold Cup, Fox. You wanted the under-20 CONCACAF Championship. You want the under-17 CONCACAF Championship. You wanted the Champions Cup. And now what? Now I don't have what? You're going to pull this now? You're going to pull, and I guarantee you this: when you still had the UEFA Champions League rights, you did that during a UEFA Champions League match. Do you know the riot and the mob of football supporters would be knocking down on your doors in Los Angeles or the doors over in Rockefeller Center in New York City, about a couple of blocks away from Rockefeller Center in New York City, the News Corp building? Do you know the amount of protesting you would have if you pulled that on the UEFA Champions League match? I know you wouldn't, because you don't want to mess around with the amount of ratings that you'll be getting and the amount of eyeballs you'll have on your channels. And I don't want to hear from the Euro snobs about, well, this is the most prestigious tournament in the entire world. It's always going to be better than the CONCACAF Champions Cup. No kidding. But you have to understand here is that the CONCACAF Champions Cup is just like the UEFA Champions League. This is our signature club international tournament. We don't have a Europa League. We don't have a Conference League. We don't have that. Yeah, we had a CONCACAF Cup, but that got thrown out the window too. So all I'm saying to everyone is this. You have to understand what goes on here. MLS clubs cannot enter a UEFA Champions League tournament unless they're invited to, or they have to sign a contract to allow them to go in there. Why do you think CONMEBOL is still trying to find a way, after having Messi in their Copa America again because he plays at Inter Miami? Now they want to bring Inter Miami and Messi into a Libertadores because it's MLS and he's there. Think about it. Think about it. That's the only reason why CONMEBOL wants to have an MLS club in the Libertadores, because Messi is in Miami and in MLS. Just the same thing. Let's have Messi and play with Argentina in the Copa America, and let's share it with CONCACAF in the United States. That's the only reason. And then when Messi's gone and Messi's retired, guess what happens? The deal is over. All South American clubs in the 10 South American countries. And technically Suriname and French Guyana and another country that hangs over at the northeastern end of South America are now actually part of CONCACAF. So, hey, what are you going to do? But that's the point I'm trying to make here with everyone, and you need to understand this. You have to understand this. You cannot assume that everything is better and great because it's coming from Europe. No, we have to grow the game here. And Fox Sports has failed that tremendously. They have failed that. And it hurts to say it. And in reality, it doesn't hurt, because I'll tell you why. Because they have proven time after time after time after time. They don't care. They only want the ratings. Gold Cup, we got the ratings. World Cup, we got the ratings. Yeah, we'll throw in under 20, we'll get some ratings. We'll throw in the under 17s, we'll get some ratings. Anything else? No, I think we're done. Oh, what? Copa America as well? Yep, we got Copa America. The U.S. is in it. Okay, great. Ratings. We got Messi. Ratings. There's Brazil. Ratings. Colombia, Jaime Rodriguez. Ratings. This guy, that guy, this guy, that guy, this country, that country. United States, yeah, we're happy the national team is there. Other than that, we don't care. MLS versus Liga MX? Well, I guess, oh well. That doesn't mean anything anymore either. I don't know. I don't know. It's really disturbing. It's really pathetic. And I am sick and tired of the blatant disrespect that Fox Sports continues to bring to this game and to this region, and it's got to stop. And that's why I had my rant on Twitter on Tuesday night. Go to my Twitter page at capital letter D, capital letter F, lowercase EUER, S as in Sam, TEIN, Twitter, X, whatever you want. I don't care what it is. You know what it is. I'm there. Go to it. Scroll down on my timeline and see where I said, that's it. I've had enough. That's the last straw. I've had enough. And I'm asking the producer, the executive producer for soccer for CBS Sports, and Pete Radovich Jr. You, sir, have done a brilliant job broadcasting not only the UEFA Champions League, the Europa League, the Conference League in Europe, Serie A in Italy, CONCACAF Nations League, not just on the Paramount Plus for all the matches, but of course on the Golazo Network too, the CBS Sports Network, Open Cup. You've done an amazing job on that too as well. What other tournaments there are, men's, women's, whatever have you. Mr. Radovich, I am asking you with respect, I'm pleading with you, when the deals at Fox is done with CONCACAF, please take every single CONCACAF event, not just the Nations League, not just World Cup qualifying in the final round, and of course, hopefully, the next qualifying cycle, you'll have more than just the qualifying rounds. Get the Gold Cup. Get the Under-20 tournament. Get the Under-17 tournament. Get the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Get it all. Get it. You are running circles around Fox Sports. And then what do? Go get Rob Stone. Go get Alexi Lawless. Go get John Strong. Go get Stu Holden. Go get everybody over there. Bring them to you. Bring them to you. And I'll even go one step further. I say go for the World Cup. They're going to try for 2030? No. Go for that too. If ESPN wants to go for the World Cup in 2030, I'd say, yeah, well, I trust them with that as well. But right now, it's about time. It is about damn time that these shenanigans end. It should be over with. Dunzo. Finito. Finished. Done. We cannot have Fox Sports continue to yank a CONCACAF Champions Cup, first leg, second leg, anytime away from the television. It's over. You failed. This is the last straw. I don't care if the new media rights deal with CONCACAF comes up in maybe a year or 2 years. Sayonara sucker. Goodbye. Don't bother covering another FIFA CONCACAF event at all. You continue to fail. All of us who love this game, you continue to fail all of us because you don't know how to produce a football match. That's why I feel bad for the people who work at Fox, who cover the matches, that does it in the studio, calls the matches in the broadcast booth, and you fail them from start to finish. You fail them. And you fail us in the media, and of course you fail the fans. I remember long time ago when you came back to broadcast MLS matches after MLS left NBC Sports for like 2-3 years. I remember. Big announcement. We got MLS. We got U.S. Soccer. We got this. We got that. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And from that point on, many, many years ago, what happened afterwards? Gone. Finito. Done. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. it bothers me to no end because I give a damn about this game in this country. I give a damn about the popularity of how this game is perceived. And we want what everyone else is doing. We want it to be there. I know it's not going to overtake the NFL. I know it's not going to overtake Major League Baseball. But it's worth the time to show everyone what we can do as a soccer nation, the American soccer community, and now the CONCACAF community. But they don't want to get it. They don't want to get it. And that's what really hurts. You don't want to get it? Well, then give it up. Give it up. Pulling the plug on an important match, because at the time was 4-2 on aggregate in favor of San Diego FC. Puma scored to make it 4-1 on aggregate, 1-0, 4-2 on aggregate, 1-0 in the second leg. Because once again, away goals counts. So if Pumas would have scored 2 more goals, and you missed one of them because of the stupidity of someone in the control room yanking the plug and putting on college basketball, we could have missed a second goal of the match and the third on aggregate. Because then it's really testy, isn't it? Because San Diego's got to defend. They're not going to be freewheeling. So what does that mean for San Diego fans who didn't even make the game? What if those San Diego fans who didn't go down to watch that match against Pumas in their stadium over the southern border from Southern California? What would have happened? Tell me, what would have happened? We don't know what happened. We never saw it. Oh, we saw it. I can't believe they scored a third goal in aggregate on us. The second goal in the game. Well, we didn't see it because they pulled the plug on us. We couldn't even watch it on the app because it wasn't there. So, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Now, it really bothers me. And I'll tell you why it bothers me. It bothers me because I worked in the sports news industry. I was the only one that supported MLS, supported the game, even though there was probably another one or two that started getting into the game and was happy with it. But I was the staunch soccer guy at where I worked, at the Phoenix Communications Group in South Hackensack, New Jersey. Which they are not there anymore. They're out of business. They've been donezo for, I would say, at least 2 decades. At least 2 decades or more. No, because that was 2010. So that would be 15 years already. A decade and plus 5. 15 years they've been out of business. And you know what I did over there? Besides 2 World Cups, Open Cup, Gold Cups, World Cup qualifiers, everything, the whole shebang. The other sports, which that was what I wanted. I worked at a sports news service for NBC and CBS highlights for the local news stations across the country in their sports news satellite department. That's what I did. So yes, I was in the sports news business, still am, regardless of this being it. But the point is that this is why I get pissy with what Fox Sports is doing, because I care about how production works. I care about the job that needs to happen, because I have a pride and I want to see everything working like a well-oiled machine. But if they are not going to show the care and the want for you and for their talent to make sure we know what's going on, well, then what's the point? What's the damn point? It's pathetic. It's horrible. But what are you going to do? If they're not going to show any care, well, then fine. Get out. Get out of the soccer broadcasting business. Stop going to Europe for the cheap, easy ratings. And do your job to help in this region, this confederation, American soccer as a whole. Stop screwing around and do your damn jobs. But if you don't want it anymore, give it to someone who wants to do it. Look, if you want to give it to ESPN, give it to ESPN. I don't know if they'll be into it, but look, if they don't want it, good. CBS. I'll give you the nod, CBS. Go for it. Go for it. Just go for it. I trust you. Because I don't trust Fox. I just don't trust them when it comes to sports broadcasting. The game that we love and the game we all love so much. Football, soccer. Other than that, I'm done with my intro monologue. Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately no guests tonight, so we'll do a quick recap of the second leg matches in this first round section, the Liga MX review. First things first, let's talk about that Pumas San Diego FC match. That was pretty cool. That was pretty interesting to watch. And to see San Diego hanging on like that without, I would say, sweating. I really thought San Diego FC was really spot on. They busted their butt. They really played their best. It was awesome. I loved every minute of it. San Diego FC, with Andreas Dreyer was tremendous out there. And the many other players on San Diego FC, Anibal Godoy got his second yellow card in this first round. I think he might be suspended for the next round. We'll have to double check on the yellow card accumulation situation. But for now, we'll just say he's suspended for the next match, which will be the first leg. Sorry about that. I was having a cramp in my right hand and my thumb. So he might be suspended on yellow card accumulation there. They did get that goal, Pumas, from Pedro Vite in the 47th minute. And unfortunately for Ruben Duarte, double yellow and gone. First one came in the 8th minute. Second half stoppage time. And he'll have to serve that suspension the next time Pumas, or if he joins another club in Liga MX that does qualify for the CONCACAF Champions Cup, he'll have to serve a one-match suspension. So, San Diego FC moving on to the round of 16, and they'll be taking on Toluca in their round of 16 matchup. In the next matchup, of course, we have Club America. It was a 0-0 draw in the second leg at home as they took on Honduras's Club Olimpia. And once again, just 2 yellow cards in the match. And the aggregate was 2-1 in the first leg by Club America. They advanced to the round of 16. And then, of course, what a match we had here. Tigres taking on Hamilton Forge in the Canadian Premier League. 4-1 was the score. It was a lot closer, obviously, than it looked. 2 goals originally from Rodrigo Aguirre, and then a penalty called for Hamilton Forge. And Brian Wright takes the penalty kick, does his thing, makes it 2-1, and that's the away goal. And all Hamilton needed was one more away goal to take the tie on away goals. But Angel Correa made it 3-1 in the next minute, and Joaquim Henrique made it 4-1 in the 86th minute. So a scoreless first leg, which meant the aggregate was up for grabs. And there you have it, 4-1 Tigres at home at the Universitario, as they do take the match and the series as well. So next one, of course, we got Monterrey against Club Gelahu, 2-0 in the second leg, 3-1 on aggregate. It was all Monterrey. 33rd minute, Iker Fimbers made it 1-0 in the match, 2-1 on aggregate. Of course, they did have that away goal, so that helps them too. Lucas Ocampos with the penalty converted in the 83rd minute. And once again, Monterrey advances to the round of 16. Club Gelahu goes home, unfortunately. And of course, one more time, look, this was really a nothing match because it was already done and dusted. Vancouver FC was going to do something special. You'd like to hope and see that. So all I can say is this, is that Vancouver FC, they tried their best, but when you get down to Mexico, it's not going to be pretty. Luca Romero with the hat trick. Jorge Rodarte with the goal of his own, the 68th. Then Nicolas Ibanez finishes it all off with the 5th goal for Cruz Azul. 5-0 in the second leg, 8-0 on aggregate, and it is all done and dusted right there. So that's all you can say. That's all you can do, and just move on and see what happens. Now, the round 1 matches will continue the following 2 weeks involving Major League Soccer and the Canadian Premier League team. The only Canadian Premier League team will be Atletico Ottawa, owned by Atletico Madrid, as they'll be taking on Nashville SC. And, of course, we'll have LA Galaxy involved in it and many other clubs as well. And we'll get to that the following weeks, these next 2 weeks coming, so it should be exciting. But join me this coming Monday for another Four Seasons Fire American Soccer show. Should be a lot of fun, should be exciting, and I hope everything will be absolutely pretty damn good. Once again, my name is Daniel Feuerstein. Thank you very much for watching me tonight. And as always, I beg of you to please, 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 please enjoy your football. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Take care. So long. And talk to you on Monday. And bye-bye for now.